Hi everyone, this is Cassie and welcome to another episode of Couch Time with Cassie, Clips from the Couch. Recently, I did a poll asking my audience how they felt about change, and needless to say, the majority responded that, like myself, they struggle with change. So, to help us all, I'm going to do a few episodes covering dealing with change, and that starts today. So, people often resist change for several psychological and emotional reasons. Today, I'll discuss three of those reasons: fear of the unknown, loss of control, and disruption or discomfort. Fear of the unknown covers the fact that change brings uncertainty, and most people feel more comfortable dealing with things that they're familiar with. And unpredictability of change and new circumstances can trigger anxiety or fear of making mistakes, leading to like a natural resistance to stepping into the unknown. Like, who doesn't like what they're not things they're afraid of? So loss of control is our next category. So change can make people feel like they've lost control over their lives, routines, or their environments. And when people perceive that change is being imposed on them, it can create feelings of helplessness, frustration, and again, more resistance, because they feel powerless in a sense to control their own destiny and their own lives. And we spend our lives fighting for control. So that's definitely a challenge. Now, disruption or discomfort is tied to your sense of identity or your sense of security, where circumstances like your job, your relationships, or your lifestyle and change can challenge that sense of stability. And it feels like a threat to who you are. And, it takes away the comfort that you derive from your familiarity with your surroundings. Now, here's how we're going to deal with some of these. While it can be challenging, I'll tell you no lie, I'm going to give you some tips that will help you navigate dealing with these changes. And the first one is the one I probably like the least, and it's shifting your perspective. So instead of focusing on what's being lost or disruptive, we try a reframe, which is, to change the way you see it and view it as a learning experience. What can I gain from this? And how can this lead to something better, even if it's a means to an end? So shifting your mindset from resistance to curiosity and being determined to get something out of the circumstances despite the actual circumstances themselves. Now, next thing is focus on what you can control. In the face of change, it's easy to feel helpless, but you want to focus your energy on aspects of situation that is within your control. This could be how you react, your daily habits, small steps you can take toward creating stability, new opportunities. You want to empower yourself. You want to get ahead of the change. So if this change is happening to you, how can I take it on in a way that, decreases my anxiety and resistance to this change? And the next, we're going to focus in practicing self-compassion. Change causes these triggers that make you feel very uncomfortable, and it's okay. So you want to acknowledge your emotions, you want to acknowledge what you're going through without any judgment, and give yourself permission to feel what you're feeling. Whatever it is that you're feeling is valid. Like I said, most people are challenged with dealing with change. So what you want to do is acknowledge what you feel and find a way to process it, whether it's finding support from a friend, finding support from coworkers, loved ones, whatever it is that you need to do, a therapist, a coach, your partner, whoever it is that is a source of stability for you. You want to reach out to them. This is the time where your tribe becomes essential. You want to reach out to them and create some stability and reinforce the areas where you already feel secure. So the change may be occurring in this part of your life, but when you go back to your home base, or when you go back to your family or to your tribe, that is something you can rely on. That's not something that's shifting. So that's probably, for me, the most important one, is to fortify the areas of your life that you can rely on, that aren't constantly shifting. Now, this doesn't mean holding on to it for dear life, because then you can suffocate that relationship or friendship or whatever it may be. but it means using it almost like a security blanket, where you know that even though I may be experiencing this unwanted change in this area, as long as I know that that's there, I'll be okay. Or that person's there, that friendship, that relationship, that tribe is there for me. I know that I'll be okay. So, those are just some of the ways you can show yourself compassion in that change. Um, and taking the time to journal, you know, meditate, do whatever you need to do to make it through this change, and realize that that change won't be permanent either. So as we go through this and you build up your change muscles and build up these skills, you'll better be able to handle change as it comes, because one of the most constant things in life is that change is going to come. There will always be a change, which is very disconcerting for me, and it's a very uncomfortable concept to deal with for all of my people who aren't necessarily a fan of change. But it's something that we have to face. And like dealing with change itself, we're going to face that, and we're going to face it together. So feel free to reach out if you want, more tips or more support, or find out in how we can work together to help you go through these challenging times of change. Please reach out, comment, like, subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you on the couch next time.